It just doesn't sound like the parts of Monopoly I love.
Yeah, but then every time you upgrade landmarks, you get these new boards. Now I'm in the Martian colony, and I get to upgrade those landmarks. And then you get houses for your things, and then you get to spin a wheel.
It sounds like a different game.
Yeah, but it has the Monopoly Man still, and all the money.
He's still involved.
And the dice, which is a key part of Monopoly.
What are
Everyone's favorite part.
And
then you get these fun stickers.
When Joey's telling you all this and you go, that's not what I want in my Monopoly. What is it that you want in your Monopoly?
I didn't say that. I just said it didn't sound. I'm just trying to grasp where the Monopoly is coming.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Monopoly.
Hey, here's The Last of Us, but there's no clickers and no guns and stuff. Gotcha.
Monopoly is a perfect game. All right.
Correct.
Perfect. Frankly, I'm an avid KindaFunny podcast listener when I'm not on it. And so last week I was happy to listen in, and it's because we won't have conversations on this show if they're not content.
Oh, correct.
And so I walked by Blessing's desk and seen a gigantic box of board games. I'm like, what the shit is this? I didn't ask him. I just thought it. So to have it revealed there that's what's happening. He's getting into board games. To have it revealed that Joey's stoner ass friend Katie only has Hemp Candyland or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? But then it was this idea of like, everybody keeps trying to reinvent the wheel when the wheel was perfected with Monopoly. Monopoly is the perfect game. You know what I mean? Chess, shoots and ladder, toss them out of here. I don't want it. I want to play Monopoly.
But you don't want to play this Monopoly.
I wasn't against
putting
it at all.
Shoots and ladders with chess is a very weird.
They're both dumb garbage games. Every aspect's the perfect game. You know what I mean? I can't stand it. I'm sick of it. I won't have it. And I'm sick of the bad mouthing of Monopoly, as everybody knows. I know that many of you KindaFunny fans have been around a long time. You've heard this rant before. But the shit, there it is. Madeline Stanley, of course.
Of course.
You know what I mean? There's Cody Hagler, who's a goat. You know what I mean? Pounding on the keyboard. Then there's Madeline Stanley. And I'm like, if I need a bad take in the live chat, I know Madeline Stanley will be.
She's always got your back.
Monopoly is a little long. Needs to be 20 minutes shorter. Play Monopoly the right way, and it's a 45-minute game. It's that easy. True. No money on free parking. Auction every property you land on that you don't want to buy. There you go. You've now if Madeline Stanley would crack a book called The Rules of Monopoly, she would understand what's going on with it.
Also, Madeline Stanley, I saw the back of your head at the giant bomb thing, but I was sneaking out so I couldn't say hi.
I'm very, I get very worried about board games, and
You get worried
about I get worried about board games.
Please finish. Why? That they're going away?
And I get
that it's worried.
I get worried. I get worried about board games and concerned about situations where maybe I'm invited to go play Monopoly somewhere, and I don't know how to play
Monopoly.
I don't know how to play.
Have you ever played Monopoly?
Played Monopoly maybe twice when I was 8 years old or something. I just don't know much about it. Nor do I know how to play chess. Nor do I
know how to play chess.
Board games are just not my thing. And then learning is a whole nother thing.
Here's the whole thing. Chess, go take a 4-year program. Maybe you can play chess at the end of it, right? Any of these goddamn Settlers of Catan, zombies, whatever it is, you're
Cones
taking
of
up a second
Dunshire
degree to figure out how to play. Monopoly, you roll the dice and you start playing, and it's super simple.
Like
you're buying the property, you're not buying the property. Or you're trading, or you're not trading. The chance cards, they tell you what to do. The perfect game.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound too straightforward. Because I feel like people like you are going to...
Cool guy, do we still have a Monopoly in the office anymore since we moved? Everything's everywhere.
I don't think we do.
No? Okay. We'll get them.
I'll never forget that one moment where Mike was very...
Monopoly.
Oh, yeah, the game.
All the stuff.
Yeah.
Mike was very competitive against you in Monopoly, and then... was like, I can't do that. And you're like, no, you can't do all those things you're doing.
Yeah.
And it just, again, but that's also kind of like, I think a microcosm of what Lake Tahoe is about, like where they just kind of do things their own way.
Sure.
They are their own insular little universe.
Yeah. Everyone has like house rules like that you do for Uno and all those other things that are like, this isn't actually how you're supposed to play the game. Like you don't put it in for free parking. If somebody doesn't want a property, you don't let it sit there.
It's like 21 when you go play basketball at 21. Everybody's got like what do you do 2s and 3s, 1s and 2s sort of thing.
I don't know what that means.
I think I understood some of it. Yeah, okay. Just that there's different rules that people are doing.
Everybody's got their own.
Greg,
their own
join
thing.
me. We can be Monopoly Go influencers because I want free dice.
You can get dice out of this?
Well, no, like dice, like to play. Like that's the currency of time.
Yeah, you act like I should know that. 4 seconds before we go live, you show me one screen of Monopoly Go. Tell me you're getting new boards. You're about to get the Martian board.
Yeah,
Mr. Monopoly's in there.
Yeah.
Are you losing money when you go around the board at all?
Yeah,
'Cause when-
you are, because you have to pay. People have like rent tokens on it. So if you land on somebody else's, you have to pay them rent.
Are you
they
playing
pay you
against
rent.
people?
Random people, and then it's like I got my friend Lauren into it, but I got into it because of my friend Danny, so I now play with her entire family.
So wait, so is it asynchronous?
I don't know what you mean.
Like,
by that.
do you all have to be online at
No,
once
no,
playing?
no.
Okay.
I can just like go around the thing and bankrupt Danny because I landed on her spot or whatever.
I'll download
It's
it.
kind of fun.
I mean, you know that I love Monops, so I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
When my son was born,
Yes.
Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to call him, but no, I'm kidding.
I was wondering where we're going.
In the middle of the night, when I'd have to be
Monopoly
up,
Man was there.
You'd be up for feedings or doing whatever. Blah blah. I downloaded Monopoly on the iPad, and I would sit there and play
Oh.
Monopoly against people.
Mm-hmm.
Great time.
Look, it's online people.
Yeah, and of course, as you know, Andy, I know you're a long time
I'm shocked they made an app for that.
Greg Miller fan. There's like a million Monopolies.
Yeah. Or any game.
I meant
you
like
wanna play.
officially. Like it always feels like they'd call it something else. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean,
like the Monopoly people wouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah. They'd
This
be like,
is
no, you
officially
stick on the
licensed
board
too.
games.
Anyways, back to my story. That was really good.
Your little baby boy.
If you remember, and I know you do because you've listened to me for your entire life, I was ranked number 12 on the case ladder system for Monopoly on the
course.
PC. It was a big deal for me. I'm adding it in right now. Monopoly Go. Double click to install. Look at my face. We're not sponsored by Monopoly Go, by the way, everybody.
But you could sponsor us.
Monopoly Go, if you're
wanted
watching,
to.
we'd love to be sponsored for that. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't know, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast.
Heck yeah.
It's a podcast scat about the ants. I can't do it, but you know where I was trying.
Yeah.
You've been there.
No, at first, because I thought you were going Cartman, and then it slowly went into Michael Douglas.
Yeah. The impression's never been the Greg Miller thing, you know? Like, I don't even, I've just never tried even, right?
It's a skilled thing.
You know what I mean? Like, that's Cartman.
I think you can. I think like I always kind of equated to in the same way that when I'm cutting my hair, I'm like, I bet you I'm above average at this naturally because
Sure.
of like the artistic talent of angles and knowing, like, you know, when you draw a person, you're like, all right, well, I know that like the head is this big, and like if I'm drawing a pose like that, it's like, all right, well, there's that much space between the arm and the head. Like I can kind of replicate it pretty well, and I feel like with doing impressions, I feel like all impressionists are probably really good singers because you have to match tone, and you have to like
great singers like me, not necessarily the best impressionists.
Well, that's why I kind of feel like you may have it and not know it. You know,
You just haven't like developed.
like
it.
anytime I hear like somebody yell in something or deliver a line, I try to ha. Like I try to like I'm trying to replicate that note,
it,
that
got
key.
it,
You know what I mean?
got it.
The ant, Scott. You have to use the ant. The thing is with Michael Caine, sometimes he's way down. You know what I mean? Like you're always you're trying to like match notes, Joe, and the rest of it is just like moving your mouth in a weird way. I feel like I'm kind of we're breaching the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours. You become a master at something.
Sure.
I've been doing impressions my whole life.
Give me your dad.
Mijo.
Nailed it.
That's like
Have you met Andy's dad?
Chaparro.
Yeah, I was on the phone. I talked to him.
Chaparro.
On the phone.
Oye, Chaparro. Yeah, it's
Were
my
you
dad.
trying to convince Andy's dad that we were a real company and you were offering him like a real job that pays real money? at the
No, it was
beginning?
I had called his brother Aaron and was trying to get him to pull some prank on Andy. I forget what.
Yeah, we were doing the KF court thing last year.
Yeah.
You convinced, or you didn't convince my brother. Just decided to say that I found a dead body.
Now, for the record, again, I've said this publicly and I will say it again. All I said was for him to say, I'm in on your side. He's like, can I embellish and make up a story? I said, of course. And then he just told the story about you finding a dead body. I didn't
And
help that.
you saw how the DNA kind of works in the Cortez, bloodline. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh,
Yes, and.
gotcha, yeah.
Yeah. You're there.
He's gonna take it with you, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up really quickly.
What's wrong? Okay, wait, hold on.
Something
Kevin's working. Kevin,
Kevin's
first
not
off,
happy with the
dynamite
shot.
job with the set.
Look
You
at
kidding me?
this.
Great job.
Love the
Beautiful.
set design you and Cool Greg put together. here.
Beautiful.
Big fans of it. But Kevin's still futzing here with the. If you're an audio listener, we have the Christmas decorations up and the Andrea Renee leaf plants.
This is gonna get
I like that they're Andrea's because she was like, you guys didn't fluff
Gonna
these.
fluff them one time. You know what I mean?
this is gonna get a bit nerdy.
This show.
So I just hold on. Just batten down the hatches. All right. Put the kids to bed.
Do you want to drink first?
No, it's okay. Well, yeah. Let me take it.
No, I mean you want alcohol.
Oh no, it's okay.
You sure? Because I have a whole box of it.
Really?
What?
Joey?
Oh, it's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Again, not
What is
not a
this?
sponsored thing. So many of you may remember from my hit TikTok,
Yes.
a little company called Bake Sale. I did a TikTok where we drank some brownie flavored liquor.
Oh,
Put it up, and we were all like ready for it to be horrible, and it was actually
That's
amazing.
right.
It tasted just like brownie, and then a whole bunch of people took a whole bunch of them home.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing.
Maybe drink a lot of them on Halloween.
Now they've hit us up with a brand new one here. This one is gingerbread.
Ooh.
Gingerbread liquor, all right? To drink or pour gingerbread liquor, you have to tear the heads off of the little gingerbread men.
Oh,
So as you open up,
this
they
is
come
so
in
fun.
cute little packages. And they look like straight up
this
gingerbread.
is why you asked me if I wanted to drink.
Yeah, oh yeah. So you-
Nothing to do with
That's
getting
the only thing
prepped.
tear
that'll
their
get me
heads
through
off.
this.
Savage, we know, but the holidays are a crazy time. The pouches, this one I didn't notice when I first got them. It's pretty brilliant, Joe. I think you're gonna like it. The pouches all have hang holes on them, so they can hang on Christmas trees or above the fireplaces,
Ooh.
Halloween decorations. Gingerbread is amazing on its own as a holiday shot, chilled as a martini, mixed with coffee, hot cocoa, or eggnog, or blended with ice cream for your favorite boozy milkshake. This is Bake Sale, Drink Bake Sale on TikTok and all that jazz. But drink gingerbread there.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'll pass it over to Andy. You want one?
Sure.
I'm not, you don't have to.
I'll give it a
It's
little.
one of those things where if you don't, you're not. I brought cups if you want a cup.
Okay.
Okay, you just okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to kind of just do a Capri Sun sip from here. But I'm
we
scared of
have
it falling everywhere.
Scissors.
Don't you just rip their heads off?
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't have like a little perforated thing. I'm not.
Cool. Can we get scissors?
I don't know if I like
Oh,
the
no,
laptop
actually-
one.
33% alcohol by
You're
volume.
gonna be fine.
Holy
You're gonna
shit.
Be fine.
Holy
Ladies
shit.
and gentlemen,
Honestly,
this
they're
is
really easy to open.
this is the holiday party. All right.
Yeah, let me take the cup. I'm gonna spill this definitely. I'm way too clumsy.
Yeah. Thank you.
I laughed at Kevin earlier when he's futzing with all the
Poured it on my
decorations.
pants. I'm gonna get pulled over. Like, what the? I'm like, I was making gingerbread cookies. What are you gonna do?
I was
about
gonna
it,
make fun of.
officer?
I was gonna make
We
fun of
gotta code you,
Kevin
sorry.
falling, dropping everything, but I'm like, nah, I would have done the same, Kevin. I'm with you. Oh god, here we go.
Oh, it's dangerously good again. I licked the neck.
Oh, you licked the
I had to lick
gingerbread
the
neck.
everybody. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Oh my god.
There's so much of it, but we're gonna
No
drink
one's
it.
doing it as a sip, like just the Capri Sun.
It's
the
just there's too
form
much. We're
factor.
podcasting. You know what I mean?
It feels
Yeah.
dangerous.
I don't trust
want one,
myself
Kev? Come
with
get
an
one.
open pouch of liquor. Like this doesn't even have like if we had a straw.
You saw me
that I could
immediately
shove in
spill it on
there.
my pants. You know what I mean? Like imagine
Yeah.
if it was just loosey goosey here. All right, cheers, everybody. Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Wait, so is it?
We're
Wait,
the best podcast crew there.
is this like a mixed drink type thing, or?
It can be whatever you want it to be. So it's
It's
just
flavored liqueur.
it's gingerbread liqueur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then you could put I might have thrown away the like Cardi B whip shots that we had. That's like boozy whipped cream, which would also probably be really
okay.
great.
Wait,
for
so
this.
what's like 50% alcohol by volume?
I don't know. Yeah, vodka.
I
Sure.
don't actually know.
We looked this up when we did the last video. We did it where it was like, damn, that sounds high, and then we Google like, oh, it's actually not that. It's not that ridiculous.
Well, because
it
like a
is
beer is like 6, right?
Or
5.
yeah, 12,
Yeah.
depending on what kind of beer you're drinking. Yeah,
yeah
100. You
Ready?
figure Everclear is like what 99 or whatever.
yeah somewhere in between.
It depends on what state you're into. Cheers. All right, and then I want to hear your story.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh my goodness.
Pretty damn good.
I like brownie more.
Oh my goodness.
I think I like this more because I think the brownie was like was really sweet,
Yeah.
and this just tastes
Well, it's got a nice aftertaste.
Hey, Bake Sale, don't.
vaguely bourbony.
This isn't you all. It's me. Like it's awful. You know what I mean? But it's all awful
Are
to
you
me.
gonna trust the person that doesn't like mac and cheese?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like I'm not the arbiter on like what's good or not when it
You're
comes
also
to.
not a big booze guy.
No, not at
general.
all. Not at all. I'm
Surprised
just
you
gonna
did it,
set
but
that
I'm
right there.
proud of you.
Kevin, do you want some?
I just took down the whole pouch. So let me tell you, that's the way to do it,
Oh
guys.
man, that is.
Kevin, you make a lot of Christmas drinks. Would you put that into a Christmas drink?
When they mentioned the milkshake aspect of it, I think I could dabble. So maybe put 2 or 3 little guys in there. You know what I mean?
You got it. Sure.
That is tough.
That would be good, like in a mudslide or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Maybe we put the brownie and the gingerbread together.
There you go. Now you're talking.
There's-
The three wise men.
This is something I wanted to bring up because it's just very distressing to
Is
me.
what we were going to talk about before?
Yeah.
Okay, so just make sure.
The board
Um,
games make you worried.
Yeah,
and
you're
this
worried
is
about board
distress.
games.
Do you just live in a constant state of stress?
Usually, yeah, I'm usually worrying about everything. But this one is just like Joey can relate to this.
Okay.
Because baseball superstar, megastar Shohei Ohtani
Rocker. Oh.
This deal is insane.
has Shohei Ohtani, Greg.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Shohei Ohtani is, You will now because he's like he's a Dodger now. He's way more in a much more famous team, right?
A bigger market.
Yeah.
So Shohei Ohtani is like super famous Japanese baseball star. Came to America a couple years ago. He was playing on the Angels. They're awful still somehow, even with Mike Trout. It's like this makes no sense. How is this team so terrible? But Shohei Ohtani, the way to best like describe this player is like the best player of all time.
Michael Jordan.
When we talk about, I was trying to explain this to Gia, and I immediately got on the wrong foot. But Greg will understand this. You think about like Ray Lewis or these guys that sack quarterbacks a million goddamn times, right?
Yeah.
And then you think of like Tom Brady winning all the, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, or whatever quarterback. If one player could do both of those things,
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
You're talking about defense, offense, same thing.
Yeah, defense, offense. Shohei Ohtani is like an amazing pitcher and an amazing hitter. And usually, if you're an amazing pitcher, you stop hitting. They're like, you're never going to practice hitting again. We need you practicing your pitching, so that's why like pitchers are really bad at batting. And then they eventually took that away.
Right?
Yeah, they eventually took that away of all of the leagues, and we're like, hey, no longer will a pitcher be able to bat because we need more people on. We need more people on base because
boring as shit.
These games are so low scoring.
But when you get pitchers that can hit, it's super fun. And then that's more strategy with the lineup and who you're swapping in and out, how you're moving people around.
Sure, but like this games always end up 2-0 anyway, right? So Shohei Ohtani leaves the Angels. There's this big like people are trying to find out where he's signing to.
People are following the private jets.
Him and his agency are so private about all of this. He doesn't want you to know the name of his dog because apparently it was named Dodger. But people, Greg, they were tracking a flight to Toronto, thinking that he was on this flight to Toronto. And it ended up being one of the guys from Shark Tank who walks, one of the hosts from Shark Tank who like walks off this jet, and they're like, "Oh shit, we thought this was gonna
wonderful."
I forget who it was.
Okay,
but they thought it was gonna be anyway. He signs with the Dodgers for a 10-year, $700 million deal.
Yeah, I heard about it.
That's like, damn, that's a lot of money.
Sure.
Fucking Dodgers, they got the money. I hate them, but shit, they're paying. And then the worst news comes out. Is that they say, well, you know what? Shohei was like, hey, I still want good players on this squad. I don't want to be hogging up all the money. So I'll make $2 million every year for the next 10 years. At the end of the 10-year contract, then you could pay me the rest of the $680 million. That fucking sucks, dude.
The fucking worst.
It is like it is billionaires not paying taxes. It's just like the worst parts of America.
And on top of that, it's the Dodgers. Which means it's all even worse.
It fucking sucks, dude.
All right, so 2 follow-up questions.
Get my phone.
They're going to make so much money off of merch and stuff from him.
What does this have to do with board games? And then number 2.
Stressed down.
So it sucked even more the balloon payment at the end rather than the...
Because it frees up all the salary cap stuff.
For 10 years... They only got to pay him $2 million a year. They got a lot of money to buy another fucking Godzilla star. Like sure. I was gonna say gargantuan.
That's a word.
Okay, yeah.
Star, yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable. It sucks. I hate it. I just hate baseball again. Like it just sucks. So I'm just stressed about that.
Okay.
That's why I needed that drink.
Okay.
Thank you for the drink.
Why do you worry about board games?
Not learning the rules.
Okay.
Panicking. Wait, no, you can't use that, Andy. You can't use that fucking card I told you like 30 minutes ago. Like,
yeah.
Shit. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
I gotta.
Sure.
Wait, so the blue pieces go. I'm gonna ask you the rules a million goddamn times. I don't know what happened. Maybe did I fall on my head as a kid that like because I was
better things to learn.
I was a pretty good
stupid.
I was a pretty good learner as a kid.
Yeah.
And then there was just like something that happened where like the information entering my brain just didn't fully correctly go into my brain.
They just went straight through.
Like something happened. I don't remember what it was, but I remember like crying, trying to read a history book, reading the same page over and over again. I'm like, I'm not retaining shit, man. Anytime I'm like 2 sentences in, poop, it's just thinking about something else.
4th grade, I started crying.
Thinking about Shohei Ohtani.
Spanish class. First Spanish class.
Really?
Yeah. I did not know what was happening.
Elementary school dual language. That's weird.
Yeah.
They were trying, man. They were trying out there. Maybe it was 5th grade, but I mean, I was in the same school the entire way, so I don't know if it really matters one way or the other.
Wait, did you have the school that ended at like Was it in elementary? I went to 5th grade, and
I
then
was kindergarten through graduating to go to high school. So 8th
That
grade,
was mine too.
K through 8, all one school, one group of kids.
oh, that's
cool.
Yeah,
weird.
that's why we're all warped up.
That's
why we're
weird
all
as
warped.
shit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Is that like a special thing, or am I the special
I think it's a
unique
Catholic
one?
school thing.
yeah. I think it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. So like, would you ever have like group lunch and recess? You just play football against these like kindergartners?
No, I mean you weren't like loose in packs like that. You know what I mean? Like you had different hours and different sections, and like I'm sure there were shared grades that were doing things, but it wasn't like all. Jesus, how many kids would have been in that school? 365 or whatever. They weren't
Yeah.
all. unleashed.
I can't imagine being an 8th grader walking by a 4-year-old. Like it's so bizarre to me.
4-year-old wouldn't be in school yet.
No, 4-year-old's pre-K.
Kindergarten, pre-K. I said kindergarten, didn't I?
So
Didn't I?
you had a
probably like
different
5 or
school at
6.
pre-K?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, pre-K I don't think existed when I was a kid.
Pre-K.
I did preschool and then I went to kindergarten.
Ours had a pre-K.
I went to high school and I went to college. All right, that's me. All right.
That's so wild to me. I
Wearing
can't.
uniforms.
Well,
And then we had like a little buddy system thing. So like in 3rd or 4th grade, you would get like matched up with the kindergartners, and you would do like cute little crafts and stuff with them.
did you ever have a super overachieving young child prodigy in your?
Like
it's
jump
like 7th, 6th grade, and you're like, wow, we got this fucking 3rd grader in here. What's his deal?
No, nobody ever jumped
No.
that much.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think no.
Because then
We
they wouldn't
wouldn't
be a
have
3rd
that.
grader; they would just be like a 7th or 8th grader. You know.
It wasn't like subject by subject. I'm so fascinated by this.
No.
I didn't know that was a
We
thing.
We had
No.
one teacher for like all of our classes. There might have been like, I guess we had a separate science teacher and like a separate PE.
We had
teacher.
separate teachers for like math and English and science. I think yeah.
Maybe in 7th and 8th grade we split. We're like
Maybe that's yeah. It
the
gets
8th grade
it
teacher
gets-
taught all the 7th and 8th.
I can
in
picture.
English.
I guess I don't have a subject teacher for every teacher. You know, I can name some of them, but I can't name them all. But it was. I think there was like they're teaching 5th and 6th grade, whatever kind of thing. You're going
Yeah.
to
Well, that's so interesting.
Mhm.
Elementary school is pre-K to 5th.
One teacher.
You
for
had one
everything.
teacher for everything.
Mhm.
6th through 8th was subject, and that's where I felt like, wow, I'm in college right now.
Yeah, for sure.
6th grade, this is crazy.
No.
Science teacher, she was gonna give me a B grade, and I was like, I lent you the Blink-182 album. Like, what?
Wow.
You're really gonna fuck me on this? Like, I lent you my CD. Bullshit.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, that's
What's the age
weird.
difference there? You're what? How old? You're 5th grade,
No, 6th grade.
and you're
How
Blink
old?
182. They were talking about blow jobs and fuck.
Oh yeah, sure. But she wanted like to borrow the album, and
wow.
so I lent her Dude Ranch,
How old
and
was she? Do you think?
probably like mid 20s, late 20s.
Huh.
And I was like, an 89 for real? Like, we're doing this? And then I eventually like did good enough to get it to the 90s because I didn't get my first B until I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
And that was like
Downhill.
devastating.
You got that. You're like, well, I guess this didn't end my life, so I can just settle for this the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I
I,
mean,
got
d-
all B's.
Dude, it was fucking devastating. I don't know how I graduated with honors with the severe learning disability that I now realize I had. Like, I don't know how perseverance,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Delusion.
the best,
It's also school's pretty easy. I don't know how I want. Obviously, I'll have to wait for Ben to be a little bit older to process things a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I'm gonna sit him down and be like, "This is so easy. Like, don't be stupid. Like, because I was stupid. Like, Poe will tell you the stories in high school where I think sophomore year I stopped bringing my books home. I was just like, I'll figure it out in the morning every day. Figure it out in the morning, do the homework, cram it in or whatever. Not do the required reading. Not there's gonna be a quiz tomorrow that would make me hate it. It's the same way now when it's like, oh, you got to play this video game, and I'm not reviewing it, but you just got it, and I hate it. It's like nails on a chalkboard. So it's the same thing there of like, oh, read a chapter of a book that night. Oh my God, no, like fucking just read the chapter. 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 45. Just read the fucking thing.
Right, but when you're in it,
I know. But I'm going to have to, and that's what's going to be hard for me as a dad to express to Ben. Of like, I'm not trying to trivialize your emotions, but this is so fucking easy. It's so easy to be a good kid. Just do that and you get 18 years of not having to worry about a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to get easier, Ben. It's going to get harder
I don't know that this is gonna work.
and harder. Life is a never-ending tunnel of disappointment.
this is the only time you'll be happy.
Is this the point where he runs for Jen?
You don't know.
or-
And I'm holding on to him desperately. You don't know how good you have it. Don't screw this up.
I don't know, man, because in like just thinking about where I was mentally in elementary school, middle school, high school, it did feel like when I knew in the future I had something to prepare for, when I knew that there was summer reading, when I knew that there was that was the apocalypse for me. Just put me 6 feet under. I don't want to exist anymore if I gotta fucking do this thing.
Oh, is this the Andy? Like, I have something to do at 7:00 tonight.
Yeah.
So my entire day's wasted.
It's
but
possible.
Your summer.
I have-
summer reading.
I have no summer. I gotta read goddamn Where the
fall
Red
apart.
Fern Grows or some shit
Chinua
like that.
Achebe.
Yep.
Everyone has to read that
Fucking
one.
yams. I get it. You had yams.
A separate piece.
Are we at the point where if we all put our collective intelligence together,
Yeah.
which would be pretty low, right? But if we tried really, really hard, would we be able to make one of these stapled books that becomes it becomes a staple in?
I thought you meant like, would we be able to assemble?
We printed it out. We put the 3 staples in it. Yeah. Right? Yeah, we could make them staple. Andy.
Would we be
make a
able?
staple?
Would we be able
Andy's
to write?
expectations are as real low.
Would we be able to write one of these books that becomes the one that is just like
No.
where you think like
I feel like that's
Absolutely
like,
not.
and I know this is like, again, how stupid we are and our collective intelligence. So like, I'm sorry to immediately bring this down to lowest common denominator. I feel like that's trying to make a viral video where it's like, you can have everything you think lined up and then it just doesn't pop. It just doesn't do the thing. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I understand how dumb this sounds. Everybody stick with me because, of course, we work in video games and we consume movies and we make content on YouTube, which is just, as Brian Altano described it in like 2010 when fucking Echo Chrome came out, he called YouTube the garbage planet. Where in the Echo Chrome was a game you could just send your clips to YouTube. He's like, we're just throwing this into garbage. You know what I mean? But it's like, when I'm in a bookstore and I walk around a bookstore, and especially an old bookstore, like used bookstore, and it's just like, I haven't even heard of these fucking books. There are so many fucking books in the world. And I'm not trying to take away from the accomplishment of writing a book, but it's just like, it sounds so impressive always. And then you walk in, you're like, I don't know, there's so many fucking books.
okay.
It's just so.
Let me reframe the question then. Will there ever be another one of those newly written books that becomes a
1,000%.
staple? Where,
To Kill a
They're
Mockingbird.
already.
yeah, the Iliad. You know, those type of books where you're like, people have been reading these for what feels like 100 goddamn years.
Twilight's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. That'll be here in 1,000 years. That'll outlive
I
all of
just
us.
rewatched them.
Sure you did.
And there is
That's a good
100%.
point.
I talk
I'm
about
joking.
this
I don't think
with
I'm not saying that.
Becky all the time because she teaches like middle school people, and so she like her summers are spent reading and finding these new books, having different priorities of like trying to find more diverse stories and stuff like that. So there's definitely like a lot of movement. Like I think that the core books that kids are reading in school, somebody with children, feel free to correct me, I think aren't necessarily reading our staples anymore. Or
Really?
not all of them. I think there's definitely some
Old
updating.
Yeller, all those fucking things, you know?
I don't know. I will
you
get
know who
more
Old Yeller is?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I don't know
I was about to freak
specifically
out.
if people are still reading Old Yeller. I don't even think I read Old Yeller.
No.
Really?
No.
That was like an elementary thing for me.
Really?
But like in middle school, it felt like it was Homer and the Iliad.
Thank
and
you very much. In case you didn't know, Old Yeller, here's the cover.
Yeah, I'm sure we could look up who's
I'm doing
winning
5th
those.
grade required reading right
Who's
now.
winning those Mayberry Awards or whatever the fuck they're
Biblio
called? Caldecott
Commons.
medals, something like that.
Biblio Commons, all right? Books every 5th grader should know. Books recommended by the Daniel Boone Regional Library staff for 5th graders. They have The Lightning Thief, published in 2006.
Oh, that's new.
Number of the Stars, 2011.
Number of
Wow.
the Stars is old though. I feel like we read that.
Oh,
It's
I
about
don't
the
know. I've never heard of
Holocaust.
that one. But that tracks because now they go The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but they say paperback 2000. But obviously that's old. The Phantom Toll Booth,
That's an old one.
Lily's Crossing,
I don't know that.
Harriet the Spy, sure.
What about Fellowship of the Ring?
Cattywood, Tuck Everlasting.
That's an old one.
So I guess they are still very
Alexis
old.
Bledel made that into a movie.
Oh, I remember that.
Mhm.
I remember
Because
that
of
movie.
Winn-Dixie, I remember
That's
that
an
movie.
old one, yeah.
I mean, that sounds.
Okay, so these are all
ancient.
fucking old.
They also made that into a movie.
In Roller Girl.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. You read a lot of books though.
I do.
Oh, they got the hatchet on here. God, the fucking hatchet.
Is that the one where he ends up in the mountains
Yeah, remember he crash
with a
lands.
wolf?
Maybe.
That might be Call of the Wild.
For me, it's he had a hatchet. He crashed into the guy had a heart
oh,
attack.
this looks cool.
He crashed into a lake, and then he had to he survived on the in the middle of a mountain range, I think, for quite some time.
Yeah, that sounds thrilling.
It was thrilling. Again, like,
Fuck yeah.
I'm reading about fucking the boringest shit of all time, and then they got this kid, he's got a hatchet. You know what I mean? He's out there. There's a dead body in the lake. He's trying to survive. He's getting a whole bunch of gnats and mosquitoes biting his face.
One about an island of dolphins.
Okay.
I remember reading.
Lord of the Flies.
Of course. Sucks to your Asmar. Who could forget?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, when are we going to be done with those? When will those start to get phased out? Or are they
Or
just
are they
too
ever phased
classic?
out? And then, we just add to them.
Yeah.
What grade does Alyssa teach?
I don't know.
I think she's combo
live with her.
4th and 5th.
I mean, good point.
I'm 99% sure she's teaching combo 4th and 5th.
Combo 4th and 5th. That would track to what we knew. Do I have her number? I do. We're going to call her.
Because again, I read.
At school.
She's working.
Dude, you're not working at 3:45.
Teachers notorious for having really strict schedules.
Yeah, but I mean, like, off by now.
I mean, I was joking that
Hello?
teachers are always
Alyssa, this
working.
is Greg Miller from KindaFunny. You're on the KindaFunny podcast. Your husband works here. How are
Oh
you?
my God. Yes.
Everything's okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
Do you have a quick second for the podcast listeners here?
Yeah, sure.
What grades do you teach right now?
What? I teach 4th and 5th grade.
Excellent. You're right where we needed to. Andy did not know that.
gosh.
Joey did know that. So
Hope I remember that one
for
day.
you. Okay.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
What we are asking and talking about right now is, are the books 4th and 5th graders are required to read, like summer reading, all that? Is that still stuck in time? Is that still the Hatchet? Is that still all these books that we read, or have new books entered the fray?
New books has definitely entered the fray. Also, The Hatchet is not something a 4th or 5th grader should be reading. Just for your information.
That's like Greg.
You can take it up with bibliocommons.com and what Daniel Boone Regional Library staff was reading for.
Okay.
What's the new hotness?
I think it depends on where you are, right? Like, this is a whole other can of worms where we're talking about what is going on in different schools in the country.
Sure.
And what things are being banned and not banned. But we are in San Francisco and in the Bay Area.
We're not trying to get political.
So having books that are written by people of color about people of color with different perspectives and different experiences is something that, like, a lot of public school teachers right now, at least in the Bay Area, are intentionally trying to incorporate into our children's literature experiences.
Okay. What's your favorite newish book?
Newish book. I'm currently reading the graphic novel When Stars Are Scattered with my students.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Bye,
You're
Alyssa.
welcome. Bye.
Bye.
You should have called and been like, look, we fired Barrett, but he ran out, and we don't know where he ran to.
Listen, I need you to do me a favor. When you get home tonight, Barrett hasn't come in a couple days. You just tell him he's fired. I know he's working real hard on that stuff, but if you could just tell him
we need
after
those.
he's done with that, his
we need those
services
files.
are no longer required. His services are no longer required.
Oh, interesting. The one that she's talking about is about a boy named Mohammed and his brother Hassan, who were born in Somalia and fled to a refugee camp in Kenya. And like kind of all about their story, choosing between his own education and caring for his brother, who's nonverbal and has seizures, and then eventually emigrating to the United States.
Sounds great. Send it to me.
There we go. We're learning stuff.
It's about time. Andy's over here spreading. Well, I mean, he's from Texas, so maybe Texas is probably still frozen.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Probably just the Bible.
Hell yeah. You want a new book? Read the New Testament.
You could read books now, though, Pretty cool.
I could.
No, don't.
You also will pick up a book on occasion. You've been
Books,
trying to read
man.
One Last Stop for the last 3 years.
Books are just one of those things where it's like, I wish I didn't love video games so much. You know what I mean? I wish that, it's the same thing for movies and stuff. Like, it's just like, I gotta pick and be picky and choosy on what I'm doing. Books would be a fantastic hobby to have. It ain't my jam.
I've been trying to do my
Pretty
Duolingo, Joe, and it's like
Really?
I can barely
Books
do
so
that
hard
at night.
this year so far.
I can't read. In addition to
Streaming.
Tim calling me and being like, I need you to watch fucking Callisto Protocol. That's a video game. but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either watching something or stuff that I'm genuinely interested in watching, whether it's a new season of Invincible or whatever.
Have you watched The Curse yet?
No.
I haven't either, but it just because everything got all combined together, I now have Showtime with my Paramount Plus.
Man, what's up with these streaming sites just doing everything? So apparently this whole Watchmen thing
Yeah.
was like a not true.
Publicity stunt.
No,
It's not
like
gone?
they removed it from. It was like a glitch or something like that. So they assumed that it was. Apparently, it was like a hey, it's all good.
Good.
It's actually still on the platform.
Got me a lot of clicks. I like that.
Huh?
Got me a lot of clicks. That was a successful tweet on my front.
I mean, that's why we do what we do. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where, if anything, books on tape. I will do an audiobook.
Yeah.
I wish there too, because but it's the same thing where I will start an audiobook, and then, but I'm such what mood am I in when I climb in the car to come to work? You know what I mean? And sometimes the narrator will kill it, and then it's just like, oh, I can't do this. But like I heard Michelle Obama on a podcast. She gave a lot of sage wisdom there. Obama gave me a lot of sage-like wisdom on there, and I was like, you know what? I'll get the book, the guiding light or whatever the hell it is. And
the new one.
And I was gonna go backwards with it, you know what I mean? And then it was I was in it for like maybe 2 or 3 trips, and then it was just like it moved on to something else, and I never think about it. Like I think it's just like the books next to my bed, like that I have, like you mentioned, The Last Stop and all that jazz, and a couple other ones. The friends who started having sex on the summer vacation, but then they stopped.
It happened once. No, maybe not. Happen. People we meet on vacation.
There it is.
Lord of the
You know what I
Flies?
mean?
The orange.
Because sometimes I'm a big guy of like I'm in the airport and it's like, oh mate, a book that'll be great, and then you get 75 pages in, and then you get home, and then life catches up. I want to read that whale fall book. Went into the fucking SFO bookstore. They were like $37 for it. I was like, no.
Whale Fall, is this a fantasy book or something?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not. It's fiction.
Oh.
This scuba diver gets eaten by a whale like Jonah or whatever, and then he's got to try to get out of it or whatever. It's interesting. Seems interesting. Again, I heard him on a podcast. The author talking about it.
Whoa.
Sounded great.
Does sound fun.
Jonah.
Jonah. You
From
remember
the
Jonah
Bible.
from the Bible? And let's talk about the Bible first.
I guess I'm thinking of Pinocchio. He got eaten by a whale. Too.
Yeah.
Some say they stole it from
Allegory.
Pinocchio.
Am I, Joey, as my theological expert, am I misremembering a story of somebody choking on a fish bone and Jesus curing him or saving him or bringing him back to life?
No, are you thinking about like Felix the cat?
No.
Okay.
No.
Heathcliff.
Oh, Heathcliff. There we go.
Don't do this.
Granted, real rusty on my Bible
Kevin-
expert. That's not something I've.
I could have sworn this is a thing Jesus did once where he.
It doesn't sound too weird.
But it's the thing of I remember as a
He
kid
saved
then.
a lot of people, but I don't think. Are you thinking about the loaves and fishes?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. Don't insult me. All right. But I remember it being as a kid, like, oh man, I didn't know you could die from eating a fish bone. And then now
It does seem like hyper specific.
and now I eat fucking salmon and there's these little fucking bones and they're annoying as shit, but I'm like, who fucking died? Where like
They were a much more
so
weak
small?
human.
a fish bone was used by God to arouse a young lady to sense her needs of the Savior. She often, what the fuck is this from?
Is that
Misleading. I don't like that Google search.
Fish boner.
Jesus fish bone. Christ fish bone.
I saw that video the other day. That was a good one.
Wow. So I put in Jesus fishbone, and the image searches are a bunch of crosses made out of fish bones.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Oh.
get a bunch of those Jesus fish that people have on their bumpers.
Sure. Yeah.
That's so gross. This is so gross looking. I hate this.
Anyways, fish suck, but they aren't killing you. You're pretty weak. But again, they were smaller, so maybe their throats were smaller too.
Yeah, I feel like everybody back then was like.
Oh no, you're totally right.
I am?
On February 3rd, we celebrate this bishop about whom we know little, yet who is widely remembered for the act of healing someone choking on a fishbone. So this is Saint Blaise. This isn't Jesus.
What a fucking name, though.
That's a sick ass name.
Yeah. So
Welcome to your Catholic gladiators. We got Saint Blaise,
Now
Lady Nitro.
this would be a reason, Joe, to
Sick gloves, dude.
let's
See that?
bump up February
Oh,
in
he
the
was ready
rank
for COVID,
in
man.
the month rankings. February should get bumped because it's a month that
Do you know the phone call that I got from my mom after that was like, I can't believe that February got ranked so high. I was like, I can only do so much fighting against the Super Bowl. You know,
yeah.
I'm only one woman.
It's the day that we all come together as a world. You know,
It's true.
more popular than soccer. Everybody knows that.
Dude, don't get me started on soccer.
I know.
Soccer's the fish of sports. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
why do you hate fish?
They're just dumb all across the
I
board.
saw your tweet earlier and I
Wait, you don't
didn't bother to figure out what the context
You
was.
don't eat fish either.
Would it shock you that there was no context? I was just feeling. I'd had that one kicking a couple, weeks ago now. Jen made some salmon.
Thank you for
And then the
googling
bones
fish.
were there or whatever. And I was like, but and that's saying something. Because I'd rather eat my shoe than salmon. And I'll agree, it's probably the best fish. But it's just like Fish are only good raw. Period. Thank you. End of statement. Fish and chips. If I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, ugh.
A fish taco? You're telling me you don't fuck with a fish taco?
Nah, again, I go with a poke taco.
You don't. You don't like a grilled or
Oh, fuck no. Come on now.
Hook Fish Co. Their fish tacos, so good.
They're poke tacos. They're poke burrito. Come on now. Poke burrito, no beans at Hook Fish. You're fucking
gotta
living.
get over
no
the
beans
thing.
specifically.
Yeah, that's the order, man. That's the fucking order. And you bet your ass I've walked back up there and been like, there was beans in it. Please give me another one.
I don't. Okay, hold on. So,
Sure.
have you ever in your life been served this, or you're just like, I don't like the idea of a cooked fish?
I have been served cooked fish several times.
You just said that you
many
ate
times.
salmon.
And I will eat it. Like,
Well, I mean,
I'm
you
not
can have
like,
salmon raw.
especially with Jen. I'm not gonna like,
Jen
Jen wants
serving
you know,
salmon raw at home.
I'm fucking making her
Sushi.
eat wings and all this, fucking red meat all the time. She wants to have a salmon fillet. I'm not gonna be mad about it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I
balance.
eat it and I'm just like, what a waste of a meal.
That's
And
I
and
love-
like, what's crazy?
I would like exclusively eat salmon if
what's
I didn't think about
crazy
getting
is
mercury
I've
poisoning.
been on dates with people. I've known people who you would think are normal human beings, but when they go to restaurants, order cooked fish.
Oh, did you
That's
think
like-
of that when we went to House of Prime Rib last year?
Yes, that is like a double, like, what are you doing? Of like, at home, you're eating a fish. I get it. Times are tough. You went out, you caught this catfish.
that's not.
Fish also like wildly more expensive than meat.
You just want you want something healthy, big fish got to you. You all right? You want to go do this. I get it. It's fine with me.
Why were you talking shit about cookie dough?
Cooked fish in any form sucks and is a waste of meal. First off, this is from 2020 because I just want to remind
Oh, you just
everybody.
brought it back.
No, I gave a brand new one today.
Oh, okay.
And then Goldfarb says your cookie dough. What did he say? Your cookie dough one was.
Oh, that was one of your.
Oh, my other hard truth was about cookie dough.
You don't like cookie dough?
No, cookie dough is better than cookies.
Oh.
I would imagine is what I
Yeah.
said because that's. I can't.
It could
I can't
be the
held
opposite.
responsible for
Clearly
every
such
hard
a
truth I put out.
deeply felt thing that you don't remember what your
I would
tweet
am-
about it was.
And I appreciate. If there's anything you should all appreciate and support me for is the fact that, basically 4 years later I'm out here singing the same tune, just reminding everybody fish. Why? Because it's like not only is it not good except raw, then just think about these
good.
fish. Like it's not
Think about it.
it's not like a kitten. It's not like a dog. It's just fucking floating around being stupid.
So shouldn't we eat the things that are less cute than the things that are more cute?
I just feel like God made a mistake here. You know what I mean?
With what?
Fish.
Making them?
Yeah.
That they exist in general?
Yeah, because
So
that's
you
all.
have beef with fish existing.
And the creator. And it's the idea.
He used the
of,
bone to arouse a woman.
like that. I'll get home and give that a fine perusing and see how I feel about that. All right, maybe I'll learn something new today. But it's the idea, right, of just like I understand fish right now because
The climate of fish.
I understand that the train's out of the station and we can't stop them. I would love to start the campaign of getting rid of them.
Actually, they're being stopped. Like, there's a lot of like fish loss around the
Well,
world.
just-
I mean, like, oh, boo-hoo, that's bad. And again, let me, before I get to that, just again, I understand.
Fish community coming after you.
We've
man.
done it. All right. We have an ecosystem. The fish are doing things in the water. They're sucking up fucking plankton and putting out carbon dioxide. And that's how the whole system works. I get it. All right. I get it. Chlorophyll, I get it.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely part of the fish.
I get it. And there's a circle of life that,
What else do you get? What else do you get?
So we can't stop them now. You know what I mean? But it would have been nice if up there, God's working on this fish and the Holy Spirit's just
Day
like,
6.
hold up a sec.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're making these weird fucking things. Why? If we don't start the earth with them, because imagine if we just.
That's the weirdest thing.
And here's the thing: if manatees tasted like cattle, maybe we'd have a solution to this whole problem. You know?
I think they're not fish.
Because it'd be that simple. Like, what if we could have
You
more,
going to a Red Lobster and eating manatee? Like, what the
what if we could have more water cows? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of real estate we're not using good, and the water is in. And you think about, oh, well, I can go down there, I'll build a house. I just saw these
Into
like.
the water?
Yeah, I just saw some TikTok the other day, and it was some ship they got that brings, if I'm lying, I'm dying, that brings some kind of dome down, not on the ocean floor, but a lake floor, and then pumps all the water out so you can walk around on the lake floor and pick up stuff and scavenge and things. And it's like, damn, we should make houses like that, but then you got all these fucking fish down there. and I don't need some whale walking into it.
I don't think the fish are.
I don't know that whales are in lakes. So I think we would be okay on that.
Yeah,
one.
we could talk like later about inhabiting the ocean. I just wanted to get back to. Like, you never had a little surf and turf. You never like.
Yeah. Where do you and you like shellfish? Are you not a
Yeah. Hold on. Well, first off, I got a bone to pick with shellfish.
Oh,
if you want to
no,
get on that
Andy.
too.
I got a bone to arouse a woman with.
Yeah. Like, have I had a surf and turf? Sure. Where you get
Pretty
the lobster
cool.
and the steak. Shrimps. You love shrimp. I
love
shrimp.
shrimp.
We love
Shrimp
shrimp.
cocktail.
Shrimp. And this is the other thing too that you want
Shrimp
to
is so goated.
I've talked a lot of shit about the water right now.
Yeah.
I'll bring the shit talking to the land, all right? Oh, I don't like shrimp. A lot of people, I don't like shrimp. They're fucking bugs. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's a great point. Why haven't we figured out eating more of these fucking bugs on land? And I know in certain places, crickets and all this jazz or whatever, right? But I got spiders coming out of my house left and right. Somebody can't eat these things? You know what I mean? And like, think about this, Andy. Think about it this
Isn't
way.
that
Again,
the
to get
chain
more
of-
mad at the fish and get more mad at the water, right? Imagine if
I don't know.
Imagine just think about it.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
Again, oh man, you know, natural disasters, atrocities, the problems in my own life. Lots of reasons to be mad at God. But it really, one at top of the list, right? Imagine right now if I could snap
Right at
my
the tippy
fingers
top.
and all the spiders in our ecosystem became shrimp. Can you imagine if we could just be eating shrimp? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, think about that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got people coming over, you go in the basement, you hit the fucking nest, all these shrimp run out, you capture them, you bring them up, you put them in the pot of water. Meanwhile, underwater, what do you got? The fucking spiders down there, and they're making cool webs and nets and shit, and they're catching all the fucking pollution people are mad about. These spiders are catching. They're Charlotte webbing this shit. I also think we should poop cubes. You know what I mean? Another thing I'm not down with when we talk about God. What is up with poop? Why can't it just be a little cube that comes out and be done with it? You know what I mean?
I'm not answering the phone next time
Instead
Tim
it's a-
calls me to
instead it's
chime in on the podcast.
Then it's a fucking guessing game every time I sit down.
I
You
still
know what I
haven't
mean? Is
gotten
it gonna
over
be a
the-
snake? Is it gonna be a shotgun? Where's the cube?
I'm still thinking about you wanting to swap spiders and shrimp, and I haven't really gotten over that part yet.
Again, this is the problem with
God.
with Catholicism. God.
Oh, okay.
You got
Bring
the
it back
three
to that.
parts, and Jesus wasn't even in the picture.
I just
yet.
want to write down the notes of like.
So you got God up there with the Holy Spirit.
Why can't
just starting
shrimp?
to create?
Why can't
shit.
spiders be
And
shrimp?
no one's he's not bouncing ideas off anybody. I feel like I could have been helpful in this process.
There wasn't a whole lot. There wasn't a
Yeah.
committee.
Hey, I want to
No,
make,
there was
I'm
no
gonna make these
brainstorming. It was just one man.
millions of fucking eight-legged little monsters that'll just be everywhere. Cool, can I
Yeah.
eat them? Not really. Oh well.
I mean, I'm sure you could. I just don't think that they taste very
Well,
good.
it's
or,
why
like,
I
add
brought-
But
any-
imagine if it was a shrimp.
But does the shrimp taste good? Has it always tasted
These
good?
shrimp have evolved to live in the live on the wall like a spider.
Yeah.
And then when you toss them in the water, they saute them. They become the shrimp you know from the sea.
And check it out. Instead of like using a spider
Spray.
killing spray,
Yeah.
spray lemon juice and eat it.
Some people describe the taste as similar to crab or shrimp, while others compared to chicken or beef.
Whoa.
This is tarantulas.
Okay, this is huge.
Ugh.
Mhm.
They're real hairy though.
You know,
How do you get that?
I mean,
off?
think about this, and I'm not saying you sound stupid,
Yeah.
but you definitely imagine right now if we were to rewind it 400, 1,000 years. I'm not sure when people started eating chicken, but at some point when I got a lot of feathers though, be like, whoa, but and then they pluck the
size
feathers.
differential, like the meat to.
But now you're jumping back to a shrimp, and again, I understand.
That was a spider.
I know, but hold on,
okay.
stick with me. Now we're jumping back to the shrimp argument of
Uh-huh.
you're used to the shrimp you see that are
Yeah.
just nudie with their tails, right? Remember when you get the peel and eat shrimp, there's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
They're in a
Which
suit
is
of
why I
armor.
don't like it.
Sure, fair enough. And that's the thing. If we were able to, now Andy, you and I are constantly talking about let's get out of here.
Can I?
Look at
Oh.
that. If you and I were to start the tarantula business, where we are breeding tarantulas, I want to, animal husbandry these
Yeah.
tarantulas and making them into livestock and selling them. Again, like if we can make it take off, Joey, we're not going to sell you a tarantula and be like, all right, pick the hair off. We would figure this out with
Oh,
our
yeah.
suppliers. And when
I'd
Red
be able to get a
Lobster moves
frozen
over to being
bag
Red
of
Spider, Red
tarantulas.
Tarantula, there you go.
Black Widow.
Anyways, back to it. Surf and turf, sure. And shrimp are great. Lobster, overpriced.
I think crab's better than lobster.
Crab, I'll tell you right now. Every time Jen says, let's get crab, I'll say I'll only do it if you crack it and take all the meat out for me. Because this is too much fucking work.
It's fun, though.
This is outrageous amount of work for the little reward. I could get a nice steak. One day, hopefully, a manatee steak. You know what I mean? A nice fucking thing.
Would you like a New York strip of the manatee? I just had to Google right now and make sure that the Catfish Parlor is still open in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
My goodness. Every like 2 or 3 weeks, me and my coworkers at the first studio I worked at, me and my coworker Bob, shout out to the homie Bob Cooksey, we'd hop down, we'd take a little drive down to the Catfish Parlor. And Catfish is always like made fun of as, you know, they're bottom feeders. This is the grossest.
Suckers.
My goodness, dude. Like this place would sell gigantic, like broiled shrimp. They were like blackened shrimp. They were
so
fucking
good.
huge, dude. And you get, my mom's probably didn't think about it. You get catfish, pour a bunch of lemon on it, fried catfish.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
I like it fine. I wouldn't order it. I mean, again, like if I walk into a place and they're like, yo, you can have fried catfish, it's fish fry, whatever, cod, I don't care. Or you can have poke, or chicken tenders. Chicken tenders, the poke, or whatever. Like,
That's wild.
I remember being a kid, like you were Long John Silver's. I was like, oh, Jesus, just yeah, give me a fucking basket of hush puppies. You know what I mean? I guess I could eat this fucking thing, but I'll take that. The fried crunchiness of it was great. And Proposition Chicken does that nice, really. They do like the whatever kind of breading on the chicken there like that.
I still will never get over you going, what's up? What is it with you all, like poor people eating fish? You just caught a little fish out in the backyard. It's like, that's not why people eat fish.
But
you have it all wrong.
No, that's why they eat it at home.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's again, when you go to a
But
restaurant.
you
go to a restaurant, you sit down, fucking fine. You got the 3 little salad forks. It's all fucking nice. You sit down, you look at this amazing menu. Pasta made from hand. This amazing cut of meat dried for 48 days or whatever. You know what I mean? And then you go, you know what I want? No, I want this fucking, couldn't even be a lizard. I want this flounder. Somebody had to go there, scale it. Probably going to be a fish bone in there. Probably going to choke on it like old Bishop Blaze, you know?
Is it the fish bone that really...
No, it's just another annoyance.
So people
I've never eaten a steak and be like, oh, shit, a rib. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about it.
But don't you not like those little like gristly bits in the connective tissue part? That doesn't bother you?
No, not at all.
I'll tell you...
Look at me. You've seen me eat a chicken wing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I opt for the fish entree.
Can you tell me when you opt for that thing right after I tell you this is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week? 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each coming to talk to each other about whatever it is they want to talk about, clearly. If you like that, support us on patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can get each and every episode ad-free. And of course, you can watch us record the show live, just like Philippe is, Madeline is, and Cody are. Of course, they get to be part of the show, and I get to make fun of them. I love you, Madeline Stanley. Thanks for being such a good sport. Of course, you could also get each and every other podcast live as we record them. You could get all the shows ad-free as an MP3 and video on demand. You, of course, could get the daily Gregway vlogs and 400 more bonus episodes of content. And then right now, you can subscribe to be a premium member and get the Kind of Funny Christmas card when this month is up. I digress, though. No bucks tossed away, no big deal. YouTube.com/kindoffunny and podcast services around the globe each and every week for a brand spanking new episode. I want to thank our Patreon producers, Nathan Lamoth, James Hastings, Casey Andrew. Today we're brought to you by XReal, ZBiotics, and BetterHelp. And hey, let's hear from them right now.
This episode is brought to you by XReal. Turn any game you're playing from any console, PC, or handheld into a 130-inch virtual big screen with XReal AR glasses. Available now at xreal.com and Amazon. XReal AR glasses usher in the era of wearable displays and are perfect for gaming, watching movies and TV, working at a desk, or checking out augmented reality apps. XReal AR glasses connect to Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, plug directly into your Steam Deck, ROG Ally, PCs, Macs, iPhone, Android. You see where I'm going with this. Kevin Coelho has been playing with the new XReal Air 2 Pro glasses and unsurprisingly is absolutely obsessed with them.
It's awesome.
It's the big screen experience perfect for using on the go or at home for playing games anywhere on the biggest screen possible. The picture you see is crisp. The built-in speakers give you rich audio. The glasses are lightweight, only 2.5 ounces. And because you control where the virtual screen appears, you can rest your head, neck, and shoulders comfortably without getting any of that tech neck you get when you're staring down at a screen. You can get your XReal AR glasses now at xreal.com or Amazon. This episode's brought to you by ZBiotics. We all have busy lives these days, and we can't afford to waste a day stuck on the couch because a few drinks the night before. ZBiotics pre-alcohol is the answer we've all been waiting for. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make ZBiotics pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Every time I have a ZBiotics pre-alcohol before drinks, I notice a difference the next day. This holiday season, give your family a gift they'll actually want and use with ZBiotics. Go to zbiotics.com/kindafunny to get 15% off your first order when you use KindaFunny at checkout. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/kindafunny and use the code KindaFunny at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this episode and our good times. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. This time of year can be a lot. Having to figure out, am I getting a gift for this person? Am I not? Whether or not your family gives gifts during the holidays, you get to define how you give to yourself. And the holidays are a great time to do just that with therapy. You can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace, and it can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny. BetterHelp.com/kindafunny.
So
No, Andy. I stopped Andy.
okay,
Remember, he was
okay,
going to
that's
tell me
right.
something else here.
When I know the steak's going to be bad, I go for,
How do you know the steak's going to be bad?
depends on the place we go. Because I'll tell you what,
Name names.
Sizzler?
steak
Name them.
steak is such a weird entree because it's not like a pizza thing where even bad
That steak's
pizza's
bad.
good. Like the steak has to be really, really damn good for me to want it and to want to pay that much. But there's sometimes you're still paying
I feel like steak prices have come down a bit.
25 goddamn bucks and it's still like mediocre as hell. You know what I mean? Like I think maybe having really damn good steak has soured me on
Sure.
above average steak that is still expensive as hell. It's like it's not gonna taste like that, so I'd rather just get this other thing. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I'll get for example, what I'm about to send a photo to Assets right now. Because or Kevin, maybe if you could just Google honey glazed salmon.
Oh, perfect.
The photos, Joey. The photos that are about to pop up on this goddamn Google image. Audio listeners, you'll have to hear the photo. Like, look at this, man.
Yep.
This is the type of shit that, like, you say, I don't want the goddamn steak at all. I want this honey glazed salmon.
Sure.
Look how good it looks.
Well, this is I whip up a glaze like this for the salmon Jen does, or that she wants to do.
I want to taste this.
I'll bring some of the stuff to you, I guess, or you can come over, I guess, too.
I would like to taste it.
You come to Christmas Eve dinner?
I'll tell you what. No, I'm going home.
We're not doing salmon either, so don't worry.
Oh, damn.
What a bummer.
And-
You could be doing salmon.
I
Also,
think we're
you
doing
gotta
prime
move
rib, all right?
Christmas Eve
Calm down.
dinner to not Christmas Eve.
Hey, my whole shtick's always been for the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah,
So the fact
which
that you
I
have a
appreciate.
family and you're gonna, I want to make sure people have somewhere to go.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate
But
you.
then we would also want to come, you know?
I hear you.
Well, I can't speak for Andy.
No, Andy wouldn't want to come.
I went to Ben's birthday.
I know. And
You did.
look at you're still holding over my head right now. And what did you give him? A big old box of cooked fish.
In 3 years, I went to Ben's birthday. Let me say that shit.
Came with his second birthday. That was good enough for you?
These are my tokens that are worth quite a lot, you know?
So
Social
you're
currency.
mad at people that order fish out at restaurants?
Not mad. Joey,
Skeptical?
It seems
disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it-
you're disappointed in people who eat fish at home.
Yeah.
So people should just not be eating fish.
Yeah. Think
Okay.
about this too. I'm not saying we can change all of them, but there'd definitely be a group of fish that'd be like, yo, wait a second. Supply demand, like, we're not in demand. They'd figure it out. They'd start tasting different. Evolution. you know?
Fuck are you
Now,
talking-
also, if I know they're very smart, so I want them to know if they're listening. They're in some lab, somebody's playing this on a thing, and they're over there. Octopus,
Hey,
I
dude,
got no beef.
they're
with you.
shouting you out right now.
I got no beef with you. Octopus, you're delicious. You're overpriced too, but you're fucking awesome.
But they're like the most smart ones.
I've never eaten octopus.
I've got no fish with you.
Yeah, exactly.
See-
And Kevin, do they count as a fish?
I don't think they're. A
No, they
fish.
are
They-
something pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
See, they're off the
backbone,
hook.
right?
That's the best thing. It kind of be fun, right? If I could just Thanos it and there's no more fish, you know what I mean? And then I'd be like, oh, you're still here. Cool, manatees, you made it?
I thought you were a fish.
Oh, I've never eaten you. Slow down. Cool. Octopus, you're rocking. That's rad. Yeah, cephalopod. God damn. And yeah, they're super smart or whatever, apparently.
They're incredibly
But
smart.
here's my
yeah.
thing is, are they smart or wily? Because I'm not, guys,
Can he
Aren't
teach
they
a
the
horse
same
to read?
things?
thank you. I was going to say, I'm not trying to repeat old bits here, but horses are as smart as 12. All right, fucking talk. You know what I mean? Like a 12-year-old can talk. And again, I've made the own case. Is it just, again, evolution? We haven't taught these horses. If we taught a series of classes to horses about talking in the next 45 years, would we have a talking horse? It's back to this. Oh, man, octopuses are so smart. They can fit through the hole and they can fucking change their color and they ink.
Well, they don't have the
Well,
vocal.
I'm not saying the octopus has to talk.
Okay.
I'm just saying the octopus is so smart, fucking type something. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, it. I guess it just has to do a lot more with problem solving.
Yeah.
you
Like they
know?
can get out a sealed container. Like they can unscrew lids from the inside.
Cat can knock a fucking glass off the table,
They fucking-
right?
it's the
Am I
cutest
wrong?
thing. It's the
Yeah,
funniest thing.
But could a cat get out of a box if it was stuck in it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as, with the whiskers, as long as you could get through it.
No, but you always see the cats
But,
with
like,
the
if
box
he's
on their
locked
head.
in a box.
Well, no, because I mean, like, if he's locked, if you let Kevin lock a box, the octopus ain't getting out.
Okay, but there's not. Could a cat get out of like a giant container with a screw-on lid? Do you think? I think the cat's dying in that box. Or
Well,
that
even then,
container.
again, is that smart or wily? Because the octopus,
Are they not the same? What?
The
What is the
octopus-
definition of wily?
the
I guess.
octopus is using. What is this like? Oh, Batman versus whoever. Well, does he have time to prepare? The octopus got fucking suction cups on his hands.
Is it smart or
And-
cheeky?
Yeah, he can. This is made up. He didn't do a Rubik's cube. You know what I mean?
Can't pull one over.
If
Greg
he's doing
Miller.
a fucking Rubik's cube, this guy's teaching at Harvard. All right? Like I'm not about this life. Okay, don't do it. Like
Ask
a
the-
cat, it's got the cute little paws. She can't like get up there and like do it. But can a fucking? I guess he could. I was gonna say an octopus climb a wall, but yeah, he can. That's what
Yeah.
octopuses could do. Yeah.
Yeah, like
And they-
squarely in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, isn't the common thing among scientists that octopus are from space? It's a common thing.
That's not the case. They are just very different. The cephalopods like diverged in like the grand tree of life way early. So like
Isn't it that like we're closer to cephalopods than we are to like some other species that's kind of wild?
It's like fungus or something weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a weird, science, bro.
That's awesome.
Do you guys ever think about eels?
Oh,
About
I
how,
fucking
like,
I hate eels.
just come from one sea. We don't really know how or why.
There has been stuff developed in that technology. Like they've learned a lot more about eels recently, where it's like they found baby eels for the first time ever. Something crazy.
Which is
What?
crazy that it's 2023
Yeah.
and we're just finding baby eels.
So wait, what about the eels in captivity that like breed and stuff? We don't see the babies. or
They
something?
don't.
What?
What do you-
It has to do with the fact that they don't go through. So for a long time, they thought like 6 different eels, like they were different. It turns out they're just different stages of their lives. Like the and you mentioned an ocelotl recently, and then you said
Axolotl, yeah.
axolotl. Thanks. And you said it looks like a salamander, and that's because like an ocelotl is stuck in its like teen phase, and will only go into its adult phase, which essentially turns it into a salamander for a long time. That's why they can heal from like any injury or something crazy.
Yeah, they can grow their tails back and stuff.
I mean, you think fucking maker upstairs, old god up there is thinking about all this stuff, you know?
I mean, I don't. What you think he just went?
If it happens,
Now they're like, oh fuck, look at this thing.
it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's like all of those little small evolutionary details and events.
Insane.
Kevin, I would love for you to like have just a big science with Kev segment. And it's just like you telling me stuff. I didn't know about that axolotl thing. Cute as hell.
We just get you like a re-up subscription to like Zoo Books or something.
Oh my god.
I would totally
I
read
was
it
a
as an
Zoo Books
adult.
fiend. I had every one of them. You name an animal, I'll name it.
Giraffe.
Giraffe. Told you.
You crushed it. You said you do it, and you did it. That was pretty amazing. Yeah,
got
yeah,
him. I got him.
So it's like, also, and I guess
What
like,
other beef do you have?
well, this isn't a beef so much as like, I see the trade-off, right? Again, we're humans.
Yeah.
We got it all. You know what I mean? You look over at the gorilla, you're like, oof, close but not no cigar. You know what I mean? We got it
Way
all.
stronger though.
Yeah, but look at us. That's where, kind of where I'm going. I don't think it's fair that we can't grow back body parts. But again, we're smart and we can talk and do podcasts. So it's like I get that the trade-off. You know what I mean? I'm
That's
like,
the trade-off we get.
this fucking lizard's gonna live 2 more years. He can grow his tail back. Big deal. Just sucks. It seems like we should do that. We should be further along in taking. I know this is how the lizard becomes the lizard in Spider-Man, but we should be further along in scientific studies to take that technology for ourselves and make that DNA our DNA.
I would love to just peer into
DNA.
300 years into the future. What does a person look like?
I mean, depressingly, probably a lot like us still. 300 years is like nothing, sadly, in evolution.
Also, are we making it another 300
I was
years?
gonna say that's. I would love to peer for exactly that. Of like,
Or are we like on the 5th like war for water? You
Because
know?
I always just think about. Kevin, you ever watch Prometheus?
Yep.
Which one's that one?
It was like the
prequel to Alien.
it was the
Oh,
Alien
yeah, yeah.
prequel that
Let's
like
get that one in an
nobody really
Annihilation
liked,
mixed up.
but I kind of liked it.
I didn't love it.
But like
Andy, hold on a
If-
second. Remember the guy that's the geologist that's like planning, like his job is to map everything, gets fucking lost. Like you
Yeah,
have a little
that was
ball
a-
you throw out there and it makes a map. Why are you getting lost?
it was a bunch of bullshit in that movie. A bunch of bullshit. But the engineers, the slimy white muscular dudes, the idea that they were like the proto-humans or whatever, I'm always just fascinated by the different stages of, because I imagine in the future we are going to be like super tall. We're going to have our weird necks like everybody's been warning us about because of our cell phone usage. We're going to have a hunchback because we're always slouching, bad
Tech neck, as they
posture.
call it.
Yeah, tech neck. Or isn't tech neck this?
I think
Where you get the
here.
wrinkles in your neck?
I haven't heard of tech neck.
I think it's the from looking down at your phone all the time.
Oh, okay. Because recently there's been some stuff brought up about how like,
Tech neck.
look at this proto-human guy. I was always just so weirded out by.
Well, yeah, look, he's got his little Buffalo Wild Wings ranch cup there. And he's like, I got all this ranch, and I gotta eat all these fucking fish in the ocean. Great.
He drinks that weird thing and then it just fucks him up. It tears him apart. But yeah, tech neck is one thing, not only structurally, but also for us current humans, getting wrinkles on your neck more and more prevalent because we are looking down so much.
Got it.
That's a major concern. Also, I always think about this, and this is like a weird thing, but when I'm on my phone, when I'm holding my phone like this, I'm thinking, man, my future descendants, the pinkies are gonna be real weird.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh,
their
they're gonna be
pink,
so
That's
strong.
their
That's accurate.
pinkies are gonna
Little
like,
bump
be massive, and they're gonna like jut out in a weird position. So pinky strength is a possibility for humans.
Sure. Yeah.
Literally the least.
But how long do you think we're still doing everything on the phone like that?
Kevin's got the new technology. We see him walking around in those glasses. Never has to look at his phone again.
And she jokes, but I mean, I do think that's. I think having AR display glasses and me and Kevin are ready for the chips inside.
Contact
of us and,
lenses.
yeah, the contact
Yeah.
lenses and
Oh,
everything.
I would
right.
love that.
The technology is really cool, and it's one of these things that like I really think if you guys took it home and played with it for
This is the X screen.
the X Live
X real.
X Real.
Real. Thank
X
you.
Real.
And the X Beam is the little controller.
Kev, what about that one thing called Humane? Humane is a weird product because this is one of those things that,
This sounds like like we're playing GTA, and this is like the at Humane. with
yeah,
X, Y, and Z.
I mean, it's like that.
Yeah.
And Humane is one of those little products that initially I saw on The Verge or Engadget and just assumed like, oh, this is one of those weird kind of self-funded products that you don't really know who's pumping funds into these, into the
yeah.
development of. And then it like became, and then I saw it on a TV commercial. I was like, oh, this is like a real thing.
AI pin.
And it's this little thing this little pin that you,
Oh shit!
and it projects light onto your hand. But like,
Good people of Humane, if you're watching this, go ahead and send us one. We'll try it.
and like, it doesn't have an operating system. It kind of like,
It's like a Bluetooth thing to your phone, or?
No, it's not even that. It has its own cell service, and it has a speaker that apparently I forget
Is it
what.
fucking like Metal Gear, where it's like the codec that's like doing something in your?
No, it has a speaker that they kind of like use some weird. This is our term that we're calling it, but it has like a pocket sound thing where like only the sound exists in this little sphere in front of you, and if you're further away, you won't hear it, sort of thing. Which seems kind of odd and like kind of like a weird gimmicky thing.
See, and I think that's the thing where we're gonna keep. You're gonna keep seeing iterations and changes, and to get to wherever that is. To where it is like I don't think you're using your phone as much, if at all. But
Yeah.
like, even having the
Something
wrist
fun.
display I like for so much. The biggest thing for me, and Kevin, I'm gonna do something rare here, and I'm gonna apologize to you, Kevin. I remember back in 2015 when you were saying, "Okay, Google," and I mean it was bad. We were all making fun of you and whatever. But it was you were tip of the sword. And I as I've said, and everybody stick with me and let me finish the entire thought before you
set up my phone.
fillet me. All right. I want the future of her. Not where I fuck the AI robot companion.
That's me.
The AI robot companion is
Andy
that
wants
good.
that, let's be
I
clear.
dream of being able to be like, hey, Tina. I'm saying the watch people. You know what I mean? But like, hey, Tina, do this and do that. And she's like, all right, cool. I put it on your Google Calendar. And I'm like, what's happening? Oh, can you move that thing? And she's like, yeah, I got it. No problem. Rather than, hey, Siri. And then it's just, and nothing. I send dum 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 to Jen because I was singing a song.
Man, my thing always goes off.
Exactly.
My thing always goes off whenever I say, in fast succession, cool. When I'm given a command, but like, no, like I'm streaming or whatever, and you know, Mike is like, all right, no, I'm calling a loadout and calling, all right, cool. And I do that, and my phone's like, oh, you call me? Like, no, fucking
Oh,
phone.
does it
No.
think it says Google?
Yes, it thinks I'm calling it. I've been surprised by moments by my phone where it's like, will it understand this next thing I'm going to ask it? And I do it, I was like, oh shit, okay, that's
And
kind of neat. I thought I had to spell it out like a fucking idiot,
To
you know?
go back to, Kevin in 2015 doing it to where we are now. Like I use Siri all the time in the car when I'm driving. I dictate all my stupid messages in Slack, and I'm usually ready for them to be horribly wrong. And sometimes
Not
just a
bad.
little bit wrong, but like I have done a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'm like, oh, that's fucking rad that it actually is doing it. But it's still like not to the point that I can say, move this Google Calendar thing to this thing. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Friday, I'm going to need you to move the forward thrusters Friday.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm.
Friday's the dream.
Yeah.
Especially with that. Maybe I prefer Paul Bettany talking to me, though.
Oh, it'll be like maps where you can like pick which voice you want.
Yeah. Snoop had one.
Yeah, remember
On
when they made a
Waze?
big deal like Samuel L. Jackson was going to be the Echo? They give, you got it. And it's like, you have to be like, hey, Echo, talk as Samuel L. Jackson. What's the weather? And then he would say,
Yeah.
it. Like, oh, fucking wow.
Do y'all use Waze?
No.
I feel like
Google Maps, come on.
here's
Apple
the
Maps.
here's the weirdest thing though.
Apple Maps.
It's
Yeah.
like
Joey's got to be different.
when I listen to the Dan
I
Levitard
just don't
show,
want to download another app.
everybody talks about Waze.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm living on a different planet because nobody I know has ever touched that. Like Waze was cool when,
Originally.
when it was one of those first things like, oh shit, but this tells me how to get there faster than Google Maps does. That's awesome. Let me
And
try
it
it
tells
out.
you traffic patterns.
And then I immediately just like went back to Google Maps or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like the way I hear about other, whether it's not even the Levitard show, just other podcasts in like the sports realm, for example, everybody brings up Waze. I'm like, dude, I didn't know Waze had it like that. I had no idea Waze is popular.
Google owns Waze, and they integrated a lot of their features into Google Maps. So like now when
Checkmate,
you're
Dan
driving,
Patrick.
it'll tell you like, hey, is a faster route. Or
Yeah.
when you're driving, it'll be like, hey, there's a cop nearby, which was a Waze thing originally, I believe.
Yeah, because they mentioned like sometimes they mention like gaming the system and being like, actually, a lot of traffic. Like they'll put false reports so nobody goes down certain roads. They're trying to like game Waze, but like
Funny.
I had forgotten that acquisition happened, but it just still seems like a lot of people are maining Waze, and that's very shocking to me.
Wild.
Because I just assumed it was Apple or Google.
Sure.
I'm surprised that you use Google Maps on Apple because I feel like usually I find Google people use Google Maps.
For me, it was that thing where when Apple Maps launched, it was just so janky and bad that I was like, all right, good, never coming back to this. And so I've just done Google. And you know how it is. Once you're invested, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Are y'all excited to let me, an Android user, be able to talk to y'all better through text?
100%.
I'm
Still
excited.
gonna talk shit about
I'm
you.
excited. Like, here's the thing, Joe. I don't care that I'm still gonna be a green bubble in your world. That's okay. I don't mind being
Part
different.
of your word.
It's just that, like, man, it's been such a pain in the ass to have an Apple person send me a video. I'm like, I can't. This looks like garbage. And I send them a video, and it looks like garbage. Like,
And
why?
It's always this big.
Why is it this way? And we have to really just thank the British government for putting all this shit into effect.
I'm not thanking the British government. For
Your
anything.
mouth to the Queen's ears.
Yeah.
Because remember, that's the whole reason I got a USB-C iPhone now, too.
Yeah,
So
big
it's
dog.
I'm glad somebody's doing it.
I'm so happy about it. Like, I'm sure Apple's still going to figure out their ways to make iMessage be like still the primary way that you want to do things, and they're still going to like, we'll be a green bubble and there'll be like a shit emoji next to our name or something like that. But like, goddamn, it's like finally,
People don't
bro.
fully understand it. So what is happening? Like,
So RCS support, rich communication systems is what Google has been using, as well as like a lot of other platforms around the world. And the way that the UK is forcing Apple to put USB-C on iPhones, the UK saw it as like an anti-competitive thing to have like Apple users have a great experience here, but it's worse for other people, which like Americans don't really understand. Like Americans like, whatever, fucking Android sucks, but like Android is the majority of the rest of the world.
100%.
And so the rest of the world's like, well, this fucking sucks, because like, why are you making it a worse experience if I don't have an iPhone for your own users? And then they discover, through the courts and all that stuff, they've decided that RCS support will be going to Apple. There's iMessage will still be iMessage. iPhone users will still have blue bubbles. Anybody else will still have green bubbles. But when I send somebody a video, it's not going to look like a 140p garbage thing, like
Sure, yeah.
my friend CP back home will always send me videos of like his kids at like a wrestling event or whatever, and it's always just like the worst sounding looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, oh God. So thank God this will be fixed very soon, hopefully, because the Apple is giving in to that. And I'm just so happy about it, because it sucked, like I've just had so many moments where I'm like, I'll send you the video on Instagram, because it's not going to really work here or whatever, and that's just been kind of a pain in the ass. So shout out to Apple for being
Forced into a position.
less shitty. Yeah.
They're still being shitty about it. It's forced now. Not
Yeah,
to be
sure.
shitty.
So I'm happy about that.
Before we get out of here, I have one dessert question. All
Oh,
right.
a
One
dessert.
little, I would say a palate cleanser. I guess it's still a palate cleanser, but to send you out on a simple one. All right. Cozy Bear wrote in, of course, to kindafunny.com/KF podcast, just like you can for free, and says it's the middle of the night. You open the refrigerator in search of something to snack on. What are you hoping to find when you open that fridge's pearly gates?
That's a great question.
Are you big midnight snackers?
This is a fridge thing.
Yeah, I guess if I want like a late night snack, I'm not going to the fridge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I want like a
Okay.
little cracker,
Yeah.
a little snack. I'm like, that.
Oh, I'm a midnight every time.
Yeah.
I'm a joker. I'm a midnight snacker. Any time of the night, Greg. Last night, and I hope to be done with these very soon, because I know they are not healthy in any way, especially the time that I choose to eat them. But the other day, I decided to buy a box of drumstick ice cream,
Nice.
Oh, fuck yeah.
and like, I always forget that I have them, because I never really go to the fridge unless I'm gonna get a little CZ. Usually, like, all of my drinks stay in my room, and I know all the listeners are gonna be like, "Oh, it's fucking gross." It's always cold in my room, so like, I have a pretty chilly drink.
I drink Diet Coke that's on the counter.
I have a pretty chilly drink because it's always like 55, especially now it's like 45 in these goddamn rooms. But every once in a while, like last night, I had
also
eaten
love
dinner.
that your touchstone for going to the fridge or the freezer is just drinks.
Just easy.
Not food like
Oh yeah,
most
no.
other
That
people.
food comes to the door. I get delivered.
I was going to say, you door dashing every night ish?
But yeah.
I'm not judging. the
Oh yeah,
food.
yeah. 4 or 5 times a week. Yeah. Way too much. Spend a lot of money.
Sure. Yeah.
Waste some money.
Yeah.
That's why I stream a lot. That's why I side hustle. That's why the side hustle's there.
And isn't that the brilliance of it? Like, well, I have a job and I make this much money, but so if I'm making this is all gravy, and so I can totally justify that
Exactly.
Girl math.
One expense goes, another one pops in. It's food. But last night I'd eaten some Chinese food that I didn't get delivered. I walked. Ooh, several blocks.
Carry out.
Good
Carry
time.
out. Nice.
Had some
Healthy, too.
amazing, super healthy Mongolian beef.
Getting that walk.
Tons
Oh,
of
you're getting a walk
tons of
on
steamed
it.
rice. Yeah.
Box, get that
Sodium
heart
probably.
pumping.
Yeah.
And then this is like the spice. This is from Spices, like the most salty food you've ever had in your life. And then afterwards, I was like, oh my God, I have drumstick ice cream left. And I already eaten all the chocolate ones. There was like 3 chocolate ones or 2.
You got the caramel then.
There's maybe 2 chocolate ones, 2 caramel ones, and like 4 vanillas.
Vanilla.
Done with the chocolate. I got the caramel one last night. And my goodness, just the adventure of having like good, delicious ice cream that I don't really fuck with ice cream a whole lot because I'm lactose intolerant.
Sure.
But then once you get to the cone section of it,
And
good
then you get-
Lord.
Yeah, it's the best.
Eating that waffle cone with the mouse, why didn't think about it, dude. So it's been drumstick for me.
Okay. Joey.
I want something sweet usually. The thing that I always want that I never actually buy are those like frosted animal cookies.
Oh,
The
okay.
pink and
sure,
white
sure.
one.
Oh, I fucking hate those, bro.
Why do you hate
Those are fucking
No, those are
garbage,
great.
Joe.
Those are
Those are the
so
equivalent
good.
of like the little strawberry generic ass candies.
Which I also love.
Oh my God. You're an 80-year-old.
Not as good as the Werthers.
A Werther's original.
Here's the
but
thing.
good.
Werther's
You
sounds.
also love Werthers.
Werther's
yeah.
are like that. They know no age barrier, you know,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
to its detriment.
I think that's usually, yeah, these are so good.
I hate these fucking things,
I would
man.
rather I'm not gonna knock them. I would eat them
Yeah.
or whatever, but I would be more of a sort of normal animal cracker. Ben's entering his animal cracker
Oh,
phase.
like
which
the
I'm
cute
stoked.
one with the box?
Yeah.
Because there's some of them that aren't sweet. And then
Yeah,
there's, like,
no,
these that
Jen made a
kinda
mistake
suck.
and bought like whatever off-brand, whatever, or whatever store we were at.
Yeah.
San Francisco stores are weird, so it wasn't like the normal ones. And then we did most recently, maybe Annie's or whatever, and they
Oh,
were good.
yeah.
They were vanilla. They were actually like, oh, these are hot. I like
Yeah.
these a lot.
For me, I always got a bag of goldfish nearby.
Yeah,
I always
Yeah.
got.
a goldfish now too, so I got
It's
that going.
Cheez-Its for me.
Yeah, there's some bag or carton that's always kind of nearby within reach. And then I also wanted to bring up, you mentioning like things that you always kind of walk by at the grocery store, like, what if I bought that? And you're like, no, that's probably not a great idea for me.
Yeah,
Anytime I walk by the little brownie bite things,
sure.
Oh, in the bakery section.
Sure.
every time I contemplate buying them, and I never do because I know that like, first off, that's not because you're gonna house all of them. You're gonna say, hey, Alyssa and Barrett, come get some brownies, and you're gonna eat 90% of them anyway.
Yeah. And
And-
Alyssa's gonna be like, "What grade do I teach?"
I don't know, eat the brownies, but I just like, I never ever pull the trigger on them, and I don't know if I ever will. What about you, Greg?
So midnight snack, I'm taking literally as like I'm in bed and I wake up and I want food. Is that not what you're?
No.
How you guys
No.
are snacking.
I think midnight snack is because Andy and I are just up late.
Because we're up late, yeah.
Okay. Because what it jumped to for me was in this thing of midnight snack, open the fridge. The last time I can remember doing that outside of cancer would have been like being a kid. And I remember like what I'm thinking of is opening up and getting cold fried chicken and having like a piece of cold fried chicken.
Oh.
And maybe it was a similar thing of like I'm gaming at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning or whatever, and I know I'm gonna keep going. And I went up there and having a piece of Brown's fried chicken. It was Brown's fried chicken. I don't know if that still exists in the Chicagoland area, but it did back in the day. And that's what I think of. If it's just a late night snack, like Jen and I are on the couch. If we're watching a movie, I want popcorn. Like I love a good bowl of
You
popcorn.
do a skinny pop?
No,
Have you ever done
I want
Really?
it hot. I want it hot. I'm
You've done
Oh.
I'm
hurricane
getting
popcorn.
Pop Secret.
Oh, you probably maybe it's from Hawaii, but it's popcorn, and then you get this. You put butter on it,
Yeah.
and then furikake, which is like that.
Oh yeah, no, that stuff.
That, and then like these little hard crackers. It's so
Huh.
good.
That's so
Maybe the best snack of all time.
And then sweets, I do have a sweet. Not it's rare, but occasionally I'll be like, I want a sweet thing, and then it's what do we have floating around? Yeah, that looks
Oh,
good.
it's
That kind of
hella
looks like the stuff the Alamo does. They do
Yeah.
different kind of stuff.
Exactly.
It's fascinating that you say you only want popcorn hot. I've never even considered that to be a stance to take.
No,
Like,
That's
I know-
why I almost exclusively buy microwave popcorn because I like it hot too.
Really?
I
Wow.
want that
Okay.
smell. I want that taste.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Because I obviously
you're a
like
skinny pop
when
boy,
people
huh?
bring up Pop Tarts, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta heat them up. You gotta toast them." Nah, you
No.
can even. I'm down for either way. But like, I had never even considered that. Because like, have you ever done the thing where you sometimes you take home popcorn and you just eat the theater popcorn at home?
I mean, I brought I've brought back a thing, but I usually just give it to Kevin. Like I'm again, by that point, I'm gorged on popcorn. I don't
Yeah.
want more.
That's so fascinating to me. I'm learning things about y'all.
And yeah, sweets. Like I said, I would probably be like if I have it in Oreo or a chocolate chip cookie, something to that effect. Ice
What-
cream, like I just don't crave. I don't like the coldness of it usually.
I like the little mini drumsticks from Trader Joe's.
Sure,
That's
sure.
like just enough. I don't necessarily always want like whole ass drumstick.
M&M's.
One final thing that is like kind of right on the line of being a midnight snack, where it is like maybe you are already kind of ready for bed and you're like, a little thing. This always happens when I go back home because it's always like a holiday, right? It's a Thanksgiving or a Christmas or whatever. And there's always like leftover cheesecake in the fridge.
Oh.
And those are dangerous because it'll be 1:45 in the morning and I'm like, all right, I need to be in bed because my mom's going to wake me up like at fucking 8 a.m. Like, what if I just went to go get that little strawberry slice of cheesecake? House that real fast. Delicious.
Yeah, 100% that. Like when there's like leftover cake, like a birthday cake in there, I'll just do the forks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slowly like shave the side of this thing down or whatever. Yeah. Good times being hungry all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Kinda Funny podcast. Remember, each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather around this table, each coming to talk to you about whatever it is they want to talk about. If you want to come defend fish, of course, you should watch the show live on patreon.com/kindafunny, where you could sound off in the Trog chat. Of course, you could also get the show ad-free. You could watch the other podcast lives. We record them. Get them all as ad-free videos and MP3s. Get 400 bonus episodes of content like the Next Gen podcast, Kinda Feudy, and of course, your daily Gregway vlogs. And of course, right now, you could go there and support the premium tier and get the Kinda Funny Christmas card. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. YouTube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe each and every week. No matter where you get the show, please consider subscribing, sharing, ringing the bell, leaving reviews, rating on Spotify, anything you can do to help us get the podcast to new Kinda Funny best friends. And thank you all so much for sharing your Spotify Wrapped and all the other ones.
Oh yeah, that's been so fun to see.
It was so much fun to see, how much you listen to, where you listen to, all that jazz. Good stuff.
Yeah, Twitch recaps are always awesome.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense because we're live so long.
Yeah.
So we're always very high on people's lists. So appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.